Cheers, legends. Sammy from Short and Stout Beer Reviews. We've got some more Irish-inspired St. Patrick's Day beers. I thought I was all out, but then I remembered the Mountain Culture package I had coming. It's got a New England IPA and a red IPA. They're both Irish themed, not so much Irish styles, or the red sort of slightly is, but they're both micro-dosed. First of all, the New England IPA. It's a 7% microdosed. It's called Authentic Irish Experience. Love the can artwork, pretty sweet. And on the back it said, it's one of Mountain Culture's favourite international holidays, St. Patrick's Day. This year we're celebrating with a couple of big IPAs to give everyone a truly authentic Irish experience, the only way we know how. For this NEPA, we've leaned on the luck of the Irish to ensure that it's a banger. We've taken their lucky number 7 and applied it to the hop regime, bringing back our cult favourite hopping technique, microdosing, adding 7 different hops across 7 days. That's pretty cool. This has created a New England IPA hazier than an Irish winter's day, with more character than the inhabitants of the Temple Bar. So yeah, they went through this whole microdosing and macrodosing about a year or two ago, and it was really popular. All the beers were banging, just like loaded with hops. And yeah, they're very experimental, Mountain Culture. They're always trying new techniques and sort of ahead of the game. So yeah, let's get stuck into it. I've got my Mountain Culture glass, one of my favourites. I've got flies buzzing all around me. It's sort of a warm night and it's starting to get wet and muggy, so the flies are everywhere. It's ridiculous. As soon as you open the back door for like 20 seconds, they just all come smashing in. So yeah, I'll start off with this one and then I'll do the red afterwards. I thought I'll do the 2 beers in the one show tonight. So let's tuck in. Cheers to everyone in the chat. So far we have Stewie. How are you? Jimmy C, good to see you, brother. Paul, good to see you. And I'm continuing on with the green theme for St. Paddy's. It's probably the last of it, I'd say, unless I come across a Guinness or a Kilkenny or something in the shops in the next few days. So yeah, I'm on morning shift. It's pretty late at night. This time just sort of suits as far as getting a bit of an audience. So I thought I'll just do the 2 beers before I go to bed. And then, yeah, I'll be back on afternoons next week. It's meant to be pretty hot tomorrow, so we'll see how that goes. It looks like dishwater, as usual, in my shit camera. But it actually looks pretty nice. It's like I would say a light orange. Pretty bright. I would say sort of light haziness. Medium to full body. Probably about a 3-finger creamy head. Looks pretty good. Just looks shit in the camera. Let's go with. Oh, juicy boy. They sure are. When I was eating my dinner earlier, I had some spaghetti bolognese, and yeah, they're just hanging around like, fuck off. I don't need extra protein. Leave me alone. That's one thing. If people have never been to Australia, it's one thing they notice when they first come here. If it's summertime, they're like, fuck, you guys get a lot of flies. It's worse too if you live like in the country and you're near like dairy farms and that sort of thing, because they obviously hang around like paddocks with all the cow shit. Now, some descriptives. It's definitely got like a white bready base. Smells like quite sweet. I feel like you're getting sort of a combination of tropical and citrus fruit. I reckon there's some mango, some grapefruit, maybe a berry touch, some passion fruit perhaps. It's very complex. It's probably, yeah, I mean, it says 7 hops in 7 days. I'm not sure, like, if it's 7 different hops or. No, not really getting any pine, Stewie. It's more juice, this one. Pine's always the thing I'm looking for straight away. Hopefully it's got some on the palate. See, I'm just looking at on the laptop in front of me, there is currently 4 fires on the keyboard, 3 on the screen, and 1 up on the ring light. Fuck off. Oh, it smells so good. I'm going in. I'm thirsty. Cheers, guys. Woo. So this was brewed. It would have been the week leading up to St. Paddy's Day. So yeah, it's probably 3 weeks old, I think. It still tastes like quite green, very, very hoppy. It would have been intense the first couple of days, I tell you. So it's got sort of like a real grassy floral touch to it, almost vegetal. But yeah, that's citrus fruit. Whew. I would say, yeah, prominent would be grapefruit, mango, orange. And it's like a touch of sweet and pith. It's all in my beard. I look like a little leprechaun when I wear the green with fucking beard and shit. Leprechaun TV. One thing I like about the finish to this beer is it's got a touch of bitterness. So it reminds me slightly of like a West Coast leaning New England IPA, like your monkish or something like that. Monkish don't tend to be as sweet up front as something like this, but the finish is very similar. Similar mouthfeel as well. That's what makes mountain culture unreal. Like they've got a really good mouthfeel. Sort of reminds me of like Fidens in America. They've just released a red IPA too, a double red IPA. Obviously, what I've got coming up next is a red IPA, but this is their sort of one of their flagship beers. 8%, small can. I got a 4 pack, and it is drinking fucking unreal. The main reason I got it is because Mersey Beers is coming to Australia, and he absolutely loves a red IPA. So I'm like, that is a showcase red IPA I have to get for him. So yeah, there'll be one sitting in the back of the fridge ready for him. I've got a handful of beers for him now, so it's pretty cool. Bit of a mixture. Can you hear him in the microphone? Doesn't surprise me. Worst thing with a shitload of flies is then it brings out the fucking spiders. I don't want a heap of those cunts in the house. Yeah. Let's pour a little more, shall we? Cheers, John. Good to see you, brother. Did you end up getting the hot honey McDonald's? It's been pretty popular here in Australia. I just had it that one time, but yeah, next week I'm probably going to be doing a bit of overtime, and normally when that's the case, I'll duck over to McDonald's once a week or something, and I might give them another go. I just rate the sauce. I think it's like the sauce would go well on any of their like chicken burgers, and it's really good with like nuggets and chips to like dip in. If you like a bit of spice, anyway, it's cool having something that's like sweet yet spicy. Yeah, it might be something that maybe Australia's sort of been one of the, I don't know, one of the first ones to get it, and then it might go to other places because quite often you'll get certain things that'll start in like the UK or the US, and then everyone else gets them afterwards. It's funny though when you look at the menus for Australia for Macca's in other countries. Some of the shit you get in like the Philippines and that, it's just so random. So yeah, this is the cockatoo's like the mascot of mountain culture now, and they have him sort of on everything. It's pretty cool how they've got him dressed up as like an Irish dude. But yeah, the old microdosing. If you don't like a hoppy beer, definitely stay clear of it because it's very intense. And yeah, the where it says established 2019 by the McCreadys. 2019 is when mountain culture started, and the McCready's like their surname. So yeah, this one's 7%. I would say it drinks that it's like 7. Geez, can you see the fly over the camera? Oh my god. I need to go get myself some insect spray, I think. It's getting out of hand. Cost of living these days, you'll go down the supermarket to get a spray of bloody fly spray or whatever, and probably cost you about $20. I'm gonna have to do the old couple of summers there in a row. A few years ago, I did the spray where you put newspaper all over the house, open up all the cupboards. Yeah, make sure all your windows and doors are shut, and you get a few of those bombs, and you let them off, and they just spray all the shit, and it goes for like hours. You come back, and there's all these dead bugs everywhere. But yeah, it's good. Seems to like clean the house out for like months afterwards. You don't get any creepy crawlies for a while. Certainly good if you don't like your spiders in your house. And then I normally do like a external spray around all the doors and the windows. That shit's pretty strong. So this is the sort of shit some people wouldn't even have to think about in like European nations, and but then I guess I don't have to worry about ploughing snow in my driveway and shit like that. Yeah, you rarely see redback spiders, Stewie. They're well known. Like everyone sort of thinks of redback spiders, but they're not very common. You don't see heaps of them. I sculled one of those Murphys before doing a short. Even though it's only 4%, it's like a pretty hearty stout, and I just smashed it. And then yeah, so that was my first beer for the night, and then this is my second. I don't know what's going on with the old shorts now, but it seems like every sort of whenever you want to play your music now to your shorts, it doesn't let you play most of the songs. Whereas for a while there with shorts, you could pretty much play anything because it was all on YouTube set up for you. So it's a bit annoying. I need to pace myself. I'm drinking it too quick. Has anyone got any exciting plans for the weekend? I'm possibly thinking of going to the city, but I'm more than likely going the weekend after. So yeah, there's a beer festival on next weekend that I've won tickets to, so that'll be good. I'm hoping I can go on the Friday, get work off, because the Friday session's awesome. It's no way near as busy. There's more of the like brewers and trade people around, so it's good to like build your contacts and get to know people. And also too, they've extended the hours, so normally they're only 5 hour sessions, but the Friday one now goes from midday to 10 at night. So you're definitely getting your money's worth. You'd be able to cover the whole festival in one session, whereas most times you'd have to do two different sessions. So yeah, if I can get Friday off work, I'm going to be a happy boy. Even if I have to get accommodation in Melbourne, doesn't worry me. I'd just much rather go on the Friday and yeah, just sort of pace myself. I always end up pretty smashed at Gabs. It's just one of those festivals because you got so many different beers on offer. It's just hard not to get carried away. And I have had some absolute bizarre creations over the years. Some with insects in them, some using the yeast of belly buttons from the brewers. um, Ones that have tasted like foods, like curries, ice cream. Yeah, some real weird shit. I even had one with char grilled kangaroo in it one year. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to this red IPA up next. All their micro dosed and macro dosed beers have just been like this style, New England IPA. But yeah, this will be the first time they've done a different, like a West. Oh, they might have done a West Coast actually. But yeah, this will be the first time they've done a red IPA using micro dosing. And yeah, it's pretty much the same can artwork, just different name, different color. Cheers, Joshy. Good to see you again, brother. Just drinking two Mountain Culture Irish beers. Yeah, Blue Mountains are unreal. So yeah, I forgot I had these two coming. Um, yeah, it was 16 beers all up. I had Yeah, 2 of each of these, so that made up one 4-pack. I had 4 of the double red IPA because one of my mates in the beer community is coming over from England to Australia, and he's a massive red IPA fan. And then I had their 500th beer, a collab beer with Daya, which is a real good brewery in England. And then a West Coast that's real piney. It's awesome. And some sort of fruit beer. I think it's like pine and lime, which I'm not a big fruit beer guy, but when it's pineapple and lime, I'm like, ooh, 2 of my favourites together. So yeah, one thing that's good with the role I'm in at work at the moment, it's like probably not as mentally draining as my previous, but it's a lot more physical. So yeah, you sort of there'd be times in my other role where you'd be like looking after heaps of people and babysitting, and there'd be heaps of pressure and stuff, but quite often you'd be sort of standing around just watching and making sure things are running all right and stuff. Whereas the role I'm in now, there can be some sort of stressful times, but a lot of it's like physical work and we're always on the go. So I'm happy about that. It's good. It's good to get in the thick of things and like, I don't know, getting down and dirty, and actually the time goes a lot quicker as well. So yeah, hopefully it sort of works out, and I'm like, the more I sort of learn and yeah, get used to the new role and stuff, I might be better off. The good thing is too is like, even though sort of I'm not as high up as what I was because I've completely changed departments and stuff, I'm still on the same sort of like the same amount of coin I was on. So that's a good thing. Because yeah, that was the worry. I was like, I'm not fucking losing money. Fuck that shit. Yeah, they're big motherfuckers when they go in front of the camera because they're similar size to the camera. It like covers up the whole screen like a bloody bird flying past. Yep. Yeah, you'll be getting up similar times to what I do. I got up at 3:45. I've got up at 3:45 every day this week, except Monday I had to get up at 2:45. You get used to it after a while. It can be painful, but one thing that's unreal is coming home and it's like still early afternoon. If you're not tired, you feel like you can get so much done. I just hate on afternoons though. I feel like I'm pretty lazy outside of work because you'll like come home, you'll stay up for a few hours, you end up sleeping in the next morning, and then you're just waiting around to go to work again, sort of a vicious cycle. Yeah. Yeah, that was one of my problems when I was younger. I went to uni and tried to work like 30 hours a week as well as uni. It was just too much. I got to a stage where I started focusing more on work and the uni started slipping. It was like a uni and TAFE degree diploma sort of thing. So yeah, there was a lot of work involved. When it was the hands-on stuff and work experience, I was really good, but when it comes to sitting in like a lecture, listening to someone banging on and that, I don't know, I'd get real bored and real fidgety, and then I'd just like stop going. I'd get sick of it. You'd like drive fucking 20 minutes out the road to listen to some fuckwit talk for 40 minutes, and you just felt like you weren't learning anything. And I'd be like, fuck this, I'd rather be working. Yeah. So people are very choosy with when they work now. I mean, you only live once. It's fair enough, but it's not how the world works. All these young ones wanting to only work certain days and that, and it just puts more pressure on the experienced ones having to pick up the slack. Anyway, on to the next beer. One thing I definitely don't struggle with is talking. So the red IPA, microdosed as well at 7%. Yeah, this one says it's pretty much the same spiel as the last one. It's one of mountain culture's favourite international holidays, St. Patrick's Day. This year we're celebrating with a pair of big IPAs to give everyone a truly authentic Irish experience the only way we know how. For this brand new red IPA, we've leaned on the luck of the Irish to ensure that it's a certified banger. We've taken their lucky number 7 and applied it to our hop regime, bringing back our cult favourite hopping technique, microdosing, adding 7 different hops across 7 days. This is our first ever microdose red IPA, and we feel that it's the perfect beer to represent the very proud Irish house of McCready, layered and complex with a bolsterous personality. Let's do it. Mr. McCready, DJ, the great DJ. I love DJ, such a good bloke. DJ and Harriet, they're a good couple. And their daughter, Dorothy. I think there's only the 3 of them in the family. I don't think they've got another child. Yeah, if only I could just live off YouTube, that would be awesome. Yeah. Hopefully it pours like a toffee red. It's got a little sizzle in the pour. Tell you what, these flies are fucking annoying the hell out of me. So yeah, that colour is very nice. That's exactly what I wanted, that sort of like an amber colour. Then you know it's got that good sort of caramel toffee malt backbone. So yeah, it's reasonably clear, this one. So it's probably like a West Coast leaning red. It's got a little bit of haze to it. Carbonation's pretty active. I would say about a 1 finger head. Medium body. But I've got the hiccups. Let's go a whiff. I smell pine. Are you getting like that toffee, like a wholemeal bread? It's like pine grass. Not really getting sort of like a resiny, dank sort of experience. It's more sort of like a sharper pine. Some citrus there. It's a bit lighter on the aroma than the last beer. Might be like a biscuity touch to it as well, like even like a slight honey sweetness. Yeah, I feel like I'm getting like orange and like tangerine. It smells good. I got a feeling it's going to taste better than it smells. Like it smells good, but it's just not as strong as that last beer. Clementine. I haven't heard that word for a while. If all these flies combined and turned into one creature, it could probably knock me out. Let's do it. Good thing with beers like this is they look decent in my camera, not like in New England. Cheers, guys. Oh, yes. There's some dryness, some bitterness on the finish. It's quite piney. Sort of reminds me of like, I don't know, going through the forest during summer. Maybe some like stone fruit in this one, some apricot. Here we go. Old mate can't sit still. He's probably got flies all over him. No, it would not be similar to a champion. But if you want to see a champion, check out my last short. I believe it's the name of the song. The song that actually got through, unlike 90% of them these days. Yeah, there's definitely some pretty intense bitterness on this one. IBUs could be quite high. Not one for the faint of heart. Very, very sweet caramel toffee. And yeah, as I said, like bready, like a sort of a wholemeal, like brown bread. Slightly biscuity. It's got that quite often with red ales or red IPAs. I get this like characteristic, like the Australians and New Zealanders would understand, like an Anzac biscuit, but minus the coconut. Just that texture of like a moist biscuit with like golden syrup and like a honey like sort of texture. That's what I get when it comes to like red beers. I love a good Anzac biscuit. There's been a few beers that have been like a representation of the Anzac over the years, being pretty tasty. What was the percentage on this one? 7. So yeah, you could nearly say this one drinks like a double. I mean, I tried that double red IPA from these guys. And yeah, being in the smaller can, it went down pretty easy, but it was very intense in flavour. This one's not quite as good as that. Wake Up. Is Wake Up the song that's off Matrix? Pretty sure there's a Rage Against the Machine song on the original Matrix soundtrack. It could be that track. Shout out to Rage Against the Machine's self-titled album, one of the greats. Oh, one of my mates in England messaged me the other day with photos of Tim Tams. He got them at some store over there. I'm like, that's pretty cool. The old Tim Tams, there's about 400 different flavours of them now. It's very confusing. Yeah, good old Anzac biscuit. Another like biscuity, desserty sort of thing I used to really enjoy was yo-yos. You'd get like a nice, moist yo-yo with like plenty of icing sugar in the middle. It's like, oh yes. It's the sort of stuff you'd get at like a school fair. You'd have like yo-yos and is it honey joys? Honey joys were like the cornflakes with the honey and all stuck together. And then you had I can't remember what the Cocoa Pop ones were called. Toffee apples. Toffee apples were awesome, but you'd have to book into the dentist after eating them. Yeah, for sure. Fucking oath. Oh, now that is a cereal I enjoy and I haven't had for a very long time. You have inspired me, Stewie. Next time I go to the supermarket, I'm getting crunchy nut cornflakes. Now that I've started working earlier, like like as in I'm doing regular early shifts at work, I've been taking cereal to work, and I've just been like at the moment I've just been eating whatever's left over in the cupboard because I've only been doing it for a week or two. So yeah, Wheat Bix was the first one, and the last 2 days has been Cocoa Pops. But yeah, I'm all out now, so I've got to replenish the supply. Yeah, yo-yos are awesome. But yeah, if they're dry and they fall apart, or they've got fuck all icing sugar on them. It's like get them away from me. They're no good. What were the? You used to get rice bubble and cocoa pop ones, and they were held together by whatever product. The rice bubbles might have been might have had condensed milk or something like that. Now that's another thing that's awesome is a jelly slice. Whew. You get a nice moist like biscuity bottom, condensed milk in the middle, and then a big like cake of jelly on top. Raspberry's always the winner, but there are some other ones that are pretty decent. I love My beer reviews always turn into like music talk or food talk or sport talk. Rice Krispies, yeah. I just can't remember the Cocoa Pop ones. I had the name in the top of my head, and then it just left me. Rocky Road's always a winner. You get a good Rocky Road. Rocky Road's sort of like hedgehog. I don't know if hedgehog's like an worldwide thing, but I'm pretty sure it's at least the UK and Australia. And there's a lot of times I'll be talking about food with UK people, and they get me. So I feel like Australia is heavily inspired with food by the UK, whereas America's is completely different. So you'll be talking about all this food with English people on a panel. If you've got English people and American people with me, quite often I can relate to the UK people when it comes to food, and they're the same with me. But as soon as we talk about certain things, the Americans have no idea what we're talking about. Sometimes they've got whatever we're talking about, but they have completely different names for it. I know you're not English, Stewie. You say this every time. When I'm on beer streams, you're not there. I'm not talking about you. Get that into your thick head. It's when I'm on beer streams with people that are in the beer community. You say this every time. It fucking annoys me. Caramel slice is fucking awesome. Yeah, because it's the beer world. It's completely different. Like, have you been drinking craft beers for 10 years or 20 years? No. It's like every time I talk about English people, you think I'm talking about you. It's got nothing to do with you. Cheers, Bolt. Good to see you, brother. We do like actual beer shows and stuff in America, and they're not going to have people on there that aren't into their beer. Sorry if I'm being abrupt, but yeah, you just keep saying that same thing every time, and it's like I'm sick of explaining myself. Warm day tomorrow, Bulk. I think it's going to be in like the mid 30s. Yeah, no worries, Joshy. Yeah, we do like actual shows where it's all about beer, and you're actually like, you have a panel and we'll share the same beer, or we do like a game show sort of set up. And yeah, we have like different sort of different things going on. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Someone was talking about it at work last week. Air show's fucking unreal. I went a couple of years in a row prior to the pandemic. First year I went, I was just absolutely blown away. And I was like, I've got to do it again. The next year we went, me and the same mate, and we got two smashed the night before. And it was a really hot day and we were really hungover. Not the best thing to do when you've got these loud as fuck planes going over your head. I'll never forget when the B 2 bomber flew over my head. I thought I was going to die. Yeah, that's fair enough. I mean, it's not for everyone, so yeah, each to their own. As I've said with a lot of people on YouTube, it's more like it doesn't matter sort of what they're talking about or the product, like if they're reviewing something or they're, I don't know, like playing a particular game. Sometimes it can just be more about the person. Like you like the person, you like their character, like you don't really care about what they're doing. So you'll just chime in and watch and see what they're up to. And that's sometimes what it's like for me with some of the people in the beer world. Like there might be times when they're drinking beers that are fucking rubbish, like shit supermarket beers that I've got no interest in. But because I like that person, I'll sort of sit there and watch them talk about it. And because often other shit comes up, especially if it's live like this, you start talking about random stuff. And yeah, it's not always about the beer. Yeah. This beer, however, is very tasty. So yeah, there'll be a few of these on the channel coming up, just because I did a big order. But yeah, there's a brewery from Canberra, and they're relatively new, but they've got a bit of hype to them. They're meant to be like one of the sort of up and coming, like decent breweries. I've never tried any of their stuff, and I got in contact with them and got 6 different beers from them sent down here. And yeah, I'm going to review. I'm either going to do all 6 on one show and get pretty hammered, but if I do that, I'll do it like maybe tomorrow or Saturday, like when I don't have work for a day or two. Or I might do it as a 2-part thing where I do like a part one and do 3 beers and then do 3 beers the next show. It'll just be cool trying a brewery that, yeah, I've never tried before that's meant to be all right, especially too when they're Australian. And I've got like different styles from them as well. I've got like a couple of IPAs, I think a sour. There was like a coconut stout. So yeah, that'll be pretty cool. Yeah. I've always got plenty of beers, so yeah, it's not really a concern sort of as far as like content, but yeah, it'd probably be better to have 3 beers than 3 the next night or whatever. 6 is a bit too much. It is pretty cool though, like when I do the multiple beers, because the streams go for a while, you get a lot of people sort of chiming in. Oh yeah, cool. Where you going? Just around the neighbourhood? My boys are snoring as we speak. We get a bit of time off work over Easter, so I'm hoping the weather's still nice and be able to sort of take them on a few adventures. Yeah, I got no idea how big your sort of area is where you live. When I said neighbourhood, I just thought as in like you're just walking them sort of around your town sort of thing. Sometimes it's good to get in the car and take them somewhere completely different and just let them run free. I miss my hometown because I used to live close to the beach. So when it come to the dogs, it was just so much better for them. I think I know roughly where you live. I'm pretty sure if I seen a map of Scotland, I could get at least within maybe a 50-kilometre radius. But obviously, I'm not going to discuss it on here. Yeah, when it comes to like exact location of where people live and workplaces and stuff like that, it's always good to sort of keep it personal. You don't want those trolls knowing too much. One thing that's good about the beer streams is you're sort of less likely to get trolls. We do get them occasionally, but yeah, just it's not as vicious as what it is in a lot of other sort of content. I can only imagine how bad trolls would be with like gaming streams and stuff like that. Yeah. Yeah, that's been one thing like with all my anger lately towards work and shit that's gone down. Even when I'd get real pissed, I'd obviously vent and I'd be talking about shit that's happened, but I'd never like actual give names of the business and locations or type of business or anything like that. So I could never really get in trouble. Yeah. You're in Melbourne, aren't you? I don't think I've asked you where you are. I'm assuming you're Melbourne somewhere. West side? I just say to people that I'm in southwest Victoria and that's sort of all you need to know. Yeah. And that's the thing. You just say you're in. All you say to people is I'm in northeast Melbourne. It's like they're never going to find you just from descriptives like that. TJ's banned me video was it today? That was pretty fucking good. Next time I go to Footscray, I'll be checking that place out. Yeah. That's the thing. I'd actually love to live in Collingwood because I think it's a fucking awesome area. But yeah, obviously I hate the footy team. There's the Mighty D's, there's the rest of the competition, and then Collingwood are like fucking down on the floor. Pardon me. I feel like I'll sleep well after these couple of beers. So yeah, that band in the short video, Stewie, they were like one of my favourite Aussie rock bands as a teenager. Phil, the singer, used to just be loose all the time. He'd be absolutely smashed on stage and just like Real entertaining. It was always a good time in the mosh pit as a teenager. Yeah, he lived sort of a pretty comfortable life, but always got himself in trouble. Bit of a rebel. Yeah. I don't know who won tonight. I think it was the Bombers and was it the Bombers and Port? I think last time I checked, the scores were pretty close. Now I feel like the Hawks and the Giants are going to go all right this year. Probably the Cats. Essendon won. Oh yeah, there you go. Port have got so many good players, like the last few years, and they're just fucking. They shit the bed all the time. Yeah, it's ridiculous. And it's like decent weather. It's not like it was wet and scrappy. Where's your last adventures been, Bulk? I know you were down the Great Ocean Road recently. It was pretty cool. Cheers, Scarface. Good to see you. Just on the two Mountain Culture Irish inspired beers. Can you hear my dog drinking in the background? And did you see that bird go across my camera? It's a pterodactyl, man. Worst thing now is like I've had 3 beers and I'm like real keen to kick on. But no, I have to walk to work in like 6 hours. So say hello to my little friend. So yeah, both beers good. Come mate, sort it out. You're too noisy. Yeah, so the 2 beers, both very nice. But I would say this one is my pick out of the two. I think the red IPA. I don't know. They've got that flagship red IPA that's just so banging, and this just isn't quite as good as that. So yeah, I feel like I feel like it wasn't quite as malty, like that sweet toffee as I wanted it to be, and the hop character was a bit sort of, I don't know, like muzzled. It's still good, like still a good beer, but just it could have been better. So, like, if I was to score this, I'd probably say like, I mean, it's still good quality, but yeah, I just know that these guys are capable of brewing absolute stonkers. So, I'm probably going to say a 4.2 for that one. So the red IPA called the House of McCready at 7%. So you have about a 4.2. This one was very, very nice. So much going on. Juicy as fuck. like real nice bready backbone. Yeah, like well balanced, really nice, like smooth, creamy, sort of full body. I'd probably say this one. I'm going to say a 4.6. Very, very nice. And yeah, like as I said, I get very, very sick of hazy IPAs because there's just so many out there, like a saturated market. But you have one of like really good quality, and you're like, fuck yeah, that's why these are good. Like why I enjoy the style when it's done well. Oh, cool. Where did you go? I've heard there's some like really good Irish fish and chip shops there, or Irish and English. The backpacker scene in St Kilda's fucking insane these days. Cheers, Joshy. Good to see you, brother. Thanks for chiming in again. I'll probably be about this time tomorrow, I'd say. I might even be doing an earlier one too. Maybe a fruit sour when I get home from work. But yeah, I'll be around at this time. It'll be Friday night. I'll be probably pretty keen. Might even have a bottle of wine. Yeah. Yeah, I think that was a cafe. It was in that area. Or it might have been, yeah. So I remember saying it. And there was people lined up all around the block. Because they sent out some sort of message, like, and I remember getting it. I was like, if I was in Melbourne, I would have been there in a heartbeat. But yeah, it's like fucking 3 hours away. Yeah, definitely. Soul Sessions is the YouTube channel there. Oh yeah, so they got their own YouTube. Cool. Cheers, Breeders. Good to see you, dude. What have you been sipping on lately? Haven't seen you for a while. We'll have to do some sort of hangout together at some stage, mate. Yeah, you're only point one off. Say, did you say 4.5 for the green one? What did you say for the red one? Yeah. Yeah, I want to experience one of those fish and chip shops where you get like the mushy peas and the curry sauce and just those slight differences that you get over there compared to here. Yeah. I'm going to wrap it up there, guys. I was planning to do the 2 beers and go for about an hour or so. So it's worked out nicely. The after effects is making me want to kick on, but we do have to go to work and earn some cash somehow. So yeah, thanks for everyone that's chimed in. As I said, I'll be back tomorrow night. I might even do that start of those cipher beers. I've got some American stuff too, some fruit sours. We'll see what happens, but yeah, I've got plenty to pick from. But I dare say I'm going to start that cipher from Canberra. I'm going to do a couple of their beers because I really want to try them as fresh as possible. So look out for that. I'll try and put it up early so people can sort of, yeah, like know roughly what time it's going to be. But yeah, hopefully everyone has a good day. I mean, it's night for me, but it's day for most others. And we'll see you again soon. Cheers, guys.